name's Ralph and welcome back to the channel. It's my time, let's go. Today we're working on my little custom baby here, and I had a bit of a problem with the belt alignment. Now when I acquired this bike, it belonged to a gentleman who'd been a customer of mine for a couple of years. I used to bring it out for regular sort of oil changes and things like that. And then I didn't see him for quite some period of time. But then he showed up at the shop one day and questioned me and if I was interested in buying this little bike. Well, I gotta tell you, I drove this bike many times and I really like it. It's an 80 cubic inch Evolution and it works very nicely. You know, just a stock motor in it, but the bike's very light, so it works good. And the paint was excellent on it, and I thought, well, I might be interested in it. Bring it out, let me have a look. Well, when it came out to me, the wheels were all rusted, the front end was rusted, various parts of chrome pieces were all rusted and pitted. About the only thing that survived not getting rust was like these cycle handlebar setup, some of the Ireland Nest trees and things like that, and the Thunder header on it. The rest of it I had to replace the wheels, the front end, almost everything on it. But the paint was immaculate. The paint, the tank is aluminum and it had a cracked, broke tab on it, and I had a friend of mine fix that and repaired it well and didn't bugger the paint, so those were fixed. It didn't charge, had a bunch of problems. So I worked away at it for about a year and got her up to snuff. So today, the problem I was having with it, and it was something that he said he had the back tire changed to 180, and the new tire that was put on it was too wide. And I had a hell of a time trying to find a happy medium for the belt on it. Well, turns out that's the way it is, and I tried everything I could do, and I could still not get the belt in off the primary case. It was just a slight squeak. You know, you didn't notice it driving when you pushed it around in the shop. Squeak, squeak, squeak. I could have put some soap on it. Probably would have been all right. But being as how I'm thinking about selling it, I'm still not sure. I felt that I would like to repair it. So all I was able to get was like a 170/60. So I'm hoping that fits in. I've got the tire changed, I've got the wheel. So I'm gonna try to slip it in today and see where we're at. All right, let's get at it. Let me get this big bugger up here. So we've kind of got it in place there, and I'm hoping I got the clearance that I need. So we'll just make some adjustments here and kind of see where it's going to sit. We'll see what kind of fit we have now that I have it mounted here. I'm going to adjust it back and sideways and everything, line my belt up and see if I've got clearance here that I need, or if I'm still close to rubbing. I won't know until I have the alignment set right to left. Coming out. Definitely this side's got to go up. Yeah, buddy, we're gonna go way down on this side. I think what I'm gonna have to do is take it out. I have a small spacer in behind the other pulley, which I had in there trying to get it out far enough. So now I'm probably gonna have to go in and take that spacer off and move my pulley in a little bit now that I've gained some clearance with the tire. But I do want to see what I'm gonna have for clearance. And that looks like it's going to fit all right, so that's what I'll have to do. Can't fix it on the alignment because it just keeps pulling it to one side. So I'm going to have to take the pulley off, take that little spacer out. Getting your belt lined up so it's running in the center of the pulley is where we want it. And now we're getting closer. Got to do a little bit of dicking around with it. I got to play with the spacer a little bit, so it'll become time consuming, but so stick with us and we'll see if we can get her ready. So have to take her out and get that spacer out. This is what we have on there on the back. It's not very thick, as you can see, and now that I have a narrower tire, I should be able to run it without the spacer and get my belt over where I want it, so it's running straight and not squeaking. So we'll get at it. I'm just gonna go take a minute and wire wheel all my bolts so that they're nice and clean when I go to put them back in there with a little bit of Loctite. So we'll get our little bolts in. And I like to put these in by hand in case you run into any binding or anything. Then you can tell by hand. If I crank them in with the other one, you can't tell what's going on. You could run them in there hard, strip them. Better to feel them as they're going. We're going to go in a little deeper because we haven't got the spacer on. Nothing goes easy. Nothing. Wire wheel. That's why I always do them by hand first. You can feel if something's going on there. It doesn't feel right. If I crank those in with the gun, could have stripped shreds. Now she should go down in there. Feels better now. Yeah. She was just balled up on a little bit of stuff, and if I'd have impacted it in, it would have galled it up. Now, I just got to take a minute and double check my torque specs just to make sure. I think it's 65 pounds on the rear pulley, but I'm going to have a look and see just to be sure. So we just got to go 45 to 55 pounds. All right, it'll be close, but it'll be okay. All right, so I'm thinking that's going to solve my problem. Spacer. Lower it down. All right, now my belt's moved over, and that is definitely what I'm looking for. Let's adjust it out. Put some tension on it. So we're trying to get it to run in the center of the belt, center of the pulley. just pretty good there. Be able to go half a turn there. When you tighten it up, it does make a difference. So there we go, just a little bit more in it. He wants to go down just a slight bit, very little. She's fighting me all the way. Just keep adjusting on one side and the other side. And then when you're close, tighten it up. And there we go. You can see the spaces on both sides of the pulley. And that tells you your belt is running straight in line. And we're clearing our wheel here just, but it has moved it over and give us clearance down in the hole there. So it took a little bit of dicking around, but a little tiny bit. Just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. There we go. That's it. So now all we're going to do is put all the gizmos back in the side here. It's got kind of a funky kind of setup here where the signal lights are mounted and such, but we'll get all those mounted on it. Charge the battery up and we'll be good to go. Make sure we're torqued to 65 pounds. Okay. Now I'll have to go along and put the side pieces on, which is a bit tedious, so I'm not going to film any of that. I'm just going to go along and do it. Alright, so yeah, now we're just getting her cleaned up so we can take it out for a ride. Everything looks good. Everything's torqued down to where it should be. Get all the fingerprints off it. Charged up a battery tomorrow probably. And once we have that charged up, we shall put her in and we'll be able to take it out for a ride. This is a beautiful little bike. I love this bike. I don't really want to sell it, but you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. It's really nice. I like the big bars. You know, they're very comfortable. She needs good cleaning right now, so I'm gonna spend part of a day shining and cleaning and getting it prepped up, and then I'll be able to take it out. All right. So I'm doing my clutch and I'm trying to get some brake fluid into the hydraulic clutch, and the system here is a little bit different. It takes a bit of fiddling to try and get it. We've got to fill a thing right full here, and we've put a little bit of clay around here. And the theory is to fill it up, which I've done once, so it's sucked a lot in there already. We'll put some more in. And it's very important that we have this clay, this seal. By taking this rod and pulling back on it, you can pull fluid in. So I'm going to pull it back as far as I can. There. And then you're just supposed to go back and forth with it a little bit to try and fill the chamber. And then I think we got to run this nut up, holding the unit back. And any of the excess air should bleed out. So we pull this back as far as we can. and wind this nut in, and this will just stop the plunger from going ahead on us. Keep it in the position we want. I'm going to do it again just to make sure I got as much as I can get in there, and then I'm going to have to try and bleed the clutch. Yeah, we're full. And we're full. Full to the brim. We'll leave that right there. And now, if I relieve the pressure, I should have something, but no doubt I got air in the system. Okay. Alrighty. Now we'll see if we can weed some of the air out. Feels like we're starting to get something there. Clutched. Almost. And now we can tell that our clutch is working. I can feel it here. So I think we'll go with that. So it took a little bit of dicking around to make that thing, but I've done this before, so it became obvious to me that you just got to take your time and figure it out. There was no parts with it or anything when I got the bike. You know, there was no special funnel that goes in there like it's supposed to have. But an old turkey baster and some soft clay around there makes a nice airtight seal, and you're able to fill the clutch up. And now I got clutch. All right. We made our own air breather cover for it, and it matches the derby cover that we made for it. Just something a little different, something a little personalized. It's got some nice things on it. Got one of these fancy Dan kickstands, Nest controls. We put a nice new set of fork legs on that were grooved and tapered and really nice, and they match the Nest stuff really well. Got a headwinds headlight on it. It's just a nice ride. It's just a nice bike. And when I got it, a gentleman had it and it was left out in a shed and it rusted all out, and it took me a year working on it to get it back up. But I'm pleased that I did, and it's got Brembo brakes on it, stops on a dime, and the bars are very, very comfortable, very comfortable. So, I don't know about selling it. Sometimes you gotta sell things. Sometimes you just gotta kind of bite the bullet and tough it out through. What do you think? Should I keep it? Or should I sell it? It's always one of those things, and they always say you shouldn't get attached to vehicles. You know, you should be able to just build them and flip them and don't give a damn. But I'm an old school guy, and I get attached to things, you know. My trike, I waited a long time to have my trike, and I'm doing what I can to to be able to keep it. And this one here, you know, we brought it back to life. It was a mess, and sure, it has a couple little chips and spots, little things. Road wear is what it has, but it's in excellent condition. The paint's in excellent condition. It's certainly not your run-of-the-mill everyday chopper, and I really like it. It's low when it's down. It's super low. I just walk over and sit down. I would like to have a little different seat on it. The seat was not exactly to my liking, and I'm a bigger guy, and I need a little more seat than that, but I did become accustomed to driving it like that. So I'm a little bit anxious, and I haven't got a good battery charged up yet, but I do have an old one in there that I know is not too good. I'm going to take my my Voltman charger here, and I'm going to hook it up to this thing and give it a boost and see if it'll take off. Now, it hasn't run for a year, but I got fuel in it, I got everything tightened up. I think she's ready to go. So we're going to give it a shot and see. Don't need all these things rattling. She fires up. Yeah, we should be in neutral. I swear this little tab is made for women with long fingernails. Pretty hard to get out. Alright. You got power. I guess that answers the question. She runs sweet. She won't start again because the battery's toast, but I'm gonna get myself a new battery charged up and fire it in, and then I'll be able to take it out for a ride. I really, it's a really beautiful little bike. The thunder header on it. You know, I've made the covers for it here, and on the derby side, I put a brand new wheel on the back, a 60 spoke wide one. We put the 170 tire in there now, which gives us a nice fit. Everything seems to be just about right. So, you know, we get Dakota Digital in the tank. She's quite a piece. I still haven't decided whether I'm going to part with it or not. I really like this little bike, and I'm in no hurry to get rid of it. And I'm certainly not going to give it away. So some things you're just not in a hurry to sell, and some things you are. And this is just not one of those things. Now that I hear it run and fire up, it gets my juices going, and I feel like, hey, I want to go for a drive. Oh, by the way, hip. Iron Maiden, brother. Iron Maiden. Be sure to check out Hippie's Chopper Corner down there. Hip's got all kinds of choppers on the go. He's swapping motors from one to the other. He's building himself a pretty radical raked out machine down there. So do check him out, Hippie's Chopper Corner. And do also check out my good friend Slick at Slickhead's Custom Cycles. Slick's got a beautiful bunch of bikes down there, and he's got different things on the go, and he's going places, and the Hips going places. They're taking us with us, and it's good for guys like me that live up here in the Great White North, and I don't get out a whole lot. So it's wonderful to see all the choppers and things that are out there. I really enjoy. So thanks, guys. Appreciate you very much. Check them out. Hippie's Chopper Corner, Slickhead's Custom Cycles. All right. Hanging on to there. Might as well get out of the way. Fly up there. So now it's getting on 5 o'clock, so I'm going to try and go for a ride. See if I can get one in. Yeah, well that was nice.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
Haven't done that in a while on that one.
Oh, that was nice.
How was it?
Good.
Yeah.
Good, yeah. Yeah. Things are not all right. Going down the road anyway.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Needed that.
Yeah.
Good long drive. For me.
She looks good, hon.
Yeah. That's why I hear it's hot.
So good he has to go for another one.
You're back.
Yeah. You're going again.
Going again.
Stay safe, hon.
How much fun was that? How much fun was that? A lot. A lot. So I just had a little chopper out for a drive, and man, I gotta tell you, it felt pretty good. It's been a little while since, well, I did have the shovel out for a couple drives, you know, running around, but most of the time I've been on the trike. And it was time to get the chopper out, and the feel of it and the riding it is just so much different from the trike, and I enjoy it very much. So for those of you who said to get a bike out for a drive, all right, I done that. So a little bit of riding, a little bit of playing, a little bit of shining. If you enjoyed the video today, like, subscribe, ring the bell, do those kind of things. It helps us to grow. Stay tuned. We'll see you next week.